I think that we contribute a very important piece to the change management process. Um, I think that it's important for us to work closely in that change management process to make sure that the right messages have gone out before we come in. Because our purpose is to deliver very targeted training, not necessarily to tell an audience, hey, why are all these changes happening in your organization, and why have all these things affected you? We hope that that message has gotten to them through the change management process prior to us so that we can focus just on those most important things that someone needs to know in order to perform their job. So that handoff between change management and training is very important, because when we can deliver very specific, very targeted training, then we make more efficient use of the training time, and it allows people to get right back on the job, perform their job quickly. We want to train people with interest and keep their interest. We want to do something that is new and refreshing, and we want to make training a different experience. We want to turn the culture a little bit and make training a positive experience instead of that, oh, I have to go take training again kind of experience that it's been. We come at the training development, Sundeep and I do, from the perspective of a learner. I think we understand the learner, what we like and what we don't like. Of course, all training has to be grounded on sound learning objectives that are tied to business goals. I think one of the bonuses in my position is that I get to work with Sundeep, and together we kind of complement each other. I like to come up, and he'll attest to this, but I like to come up with a lot of crazy ideas about how we can represent something like a process. I like to think that we can take bullet points and bring them to life. Processes in corporate America have really just been boiled down or diluted to a bunch of steps and arrows on PowerPoint slides, and we like to take that and bring it to life. And so I like to be able to write those kinds of things down, and I can sit at a piece of paper all day long and write down fun and creative ways to represent that process, for example. But best of all, I like to be able to hand it over to Sundeep, because Sundeep and I then have a lot of give and take and some negotiations, and Sundeep is the one who can really make that come to life on screen and make that experience very robust and fun and interactive.
The best training is when you come up with a story. So it's sitting with the client and coming up with a story, how it relates to the employee or their client or whoever they want to take this training, and it's coming up with that story. So if you have a good story, you can make it relatable, and then with a story you can animate it, you can pretty much, it opens up the world to creativity. Great e-learning is, it's interactive. It keeps the learner awake, and it's scenario driven. Everybody wants to know, how does this really relate to me? And if you can't make it relatable, they're not going to pay attention, and all that money that you invested in training is out the window. So if you can make it relatable and you scenario, and you can draw it out of how it's going to affect what they do on a day-to-day basis, I think that's the best type of e-learning. And when you have a story, you can make it fun. You can make it interactive.